What are we doing? Twice now. Okay, I hope my phone is going to stay on. And this is If You Seek Amy, and I am live streaming from Nassau, Bahamas. And this is twice now that YouTube I have done live streams and fixed it on the proper orientation for streaming, and it didn't keep it. So we're going vertical with this, people, and I can't help it. So I just wanted to pop on and say, yeah, here, let's look at the view behind me. I am in Nassau, Bahamas, and I believe this is the new private beach that Royal Caribbean is building. And hold on, I gotta get my phone will not attach with my microphone. Let's see if I can do that. Sorry about that. Like, I have to kind of rearrange my whole tripod for this mishap. But yeah, we're getting ready to leave port. There are horns, ship horns honking because we are pulling up anchor and heading our way back to Miami for disembarkation yesterday. And I just wanted to do a live video and just talk about why I love cruising. One of the reasons I started a cruise channel because cruising is one of my favorite ways to travel. And there are a lot of people that say to me, "Oh, I could never cruise on a ship, and like, I don't want to be stuck in a boat, and like, how do you do it with all of those people?" Sorry, I'm just trying to get you guys a good view where you can still see me, but maybe, oh, that might be better. There you can see some water, but you can still see me. Um, so yeah, so there's a lot of people that are afraid of cruising and don't necessarily uh, would ever want to be on a boat. But what I love about it is, one, I don't have to cook. There's plenty of restaurants on here that I can go and get breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, all of that good thing. Hello, thank you for joining me today. I am in Nassau. Hi, Raul. Hi, Nusrat. Nice to see you. I'm from the United States. I live in the Washington, D.C. area, but I am currently in Nassau, Bahamas. Well, hello from Mumbai. Hi, Country Road. Nice to see you. So I'm just hanging out on my balcony on the wonder of the seas, and we are pulling up anchor, and we are up. You can see us. We're starting to slightly move. We're setting sail, and we are headed back to Miami. So for those of you who may have no, hello, Eric. Nice to see you. Hi, Raul. I am from the United States and I live in the Washington, D.C. area, so our nation's capital. Thank you for all the love, for all the hearts. Um, yeah, so I am on the Wonder in the Sea. So I am on the sailing. If you heard, it made national news because we sailed out on Monday afternoon and we had to turn around and go back to port. It was very unfortunate. We started turning around about 6 p.m. We did have a medical emergency that initiated us turning around. So there were kind of two separate incidents. One incident was not publicized. Oh, India, it is 1:50. It is, what time is it here? It is 4:20 p.m. So I believe that's 16:20 in military time. So it is just late afternoon. I have dinner in a couple of hours in the solarium, and that is a free restaurant, so I'll be making a video about that as well. But you can see we're actually moving, and this is the private island behind me that I believe Royal Caribbean is building, and it's going to be a private beach where you have to pay a fee, and they'll take you on a little boat over there. So you'll be able to see kind of the whole island as we go by. But yeah, so on Monday, when we pulled out of port in Miami, we did have, unfortunately, a woman who broke her leg really badly. And I have confirmed that with a family, with someone who actually spoke to a family member. So I do know that that is actually a fact. and she did break her leg so badly that we did have to turn around. But I don't know where the fight I don't know when the fight happened or how the fight happened. The rumors, there's two rumors. One, that it was two men fighting, and then there's another rumor that it was a man who was hitting a woman, and then another elderly gentleman stepped in and then was injured. And uh, then when they offloaded the woman who injured her leg so badly that she needed immediately medical care, that they also offloaded those other two people. And hi, Johanna, that they offloaded everybody at one time. So I did speak to someone who actually saw everyone getting off the ship, and they counted about 13 people. So that would be the one person who broke their leg really badly, and then their family members, and then the two people that were involved in the fighting, and then obviously their family members got off at the same time. But it really didn't affect our cruise. We just went back to the port, and then the casino closed, which was the only bummer. So we had to wait until we were back out at sea. Oh, Johanna, I left. This cruise is the Wonder of the Seas, and we left port on Monday, September 15th, and about 6 p.m. we had to turn around and go back to port because we had one severe medical injury that needed immediate attention, and we were close enough. Instead of them sending helicopters, they brought us back to the port and offloaded the poor woman who had shattered her leg, and then her family members got off with her. But in the meantime, there was a fight that happened, and then there were two injured people in the fight, and they were offloaded as well as their family. But I don't know the time correlation between the two incidents, but they did not publicize it on the news that the reason we really turned around was because of the woman who injured her leg. Like, she needed immediate medical care, and needed to be in the hospital urgently. Um, so that was our exciting start to the trip on the Wonder of the Seas. And then for anybody new here, behind me is the new private beach that Royal Caribbean is building. I am in Nassau, Bahamas. Currently, this is the last day of the cruise. Today is Thursday, and we are headed back to Miami. They said it's about 180 nautical mile sail, and we'll get there about 7 a.m. tomorrow. So it's actually been a great cruise. I've had a really good time, and it's really been fun. I've enjoyed the Wonder of the Seas. My last cruise was on the Icon of the Seas, and it is like, I thought the Wonder was going to be like a mini Icon, and it's not really. It's similar, but not the same. And I apologize if there's a bunch of noise. The ship is moving, there's construction, and then my neighbors just came out on their balcony. And but I really don't want to go back inside so you can see this wonderful view. Um, but yeah, I just want to talk about some of the things I really love about sailing. The Wonder has been a great ship. My favorite spot so far has been Central Park. I highly recommend anybody who gets on a royal ship to get on one that has a Central Park. It's such a lovely area. Absolutely love the promenade feature of the Royal Caribbean ships. They are just amazing, and it's just such a great hangout spot. Lots of places to sit down, lots of places to socialize. I am traveling solo on this cruise, so I am in a room by myself, and I don't have a traveling companion. But I'm never lonely because everybody always wants to talk. So, a lot of people sit down and start chatting with you. I've actually run into two people that I know. So I ran into Kim After 50. So that is her YouTube channel name. So it's just the @ symbol and Kim After 50. And then I ran into Bearing It All with Candace, and I'll post her photo. I did talk her into taking a photo with me. She's a great lady. I really enjoyed spending time with both of them. But I wanted to stay on the live for about 30 minutes, so I figured if no one has any questions, I'm just going to go over a list of things that I really love about cruising. And honestly, I really love to cook. Glad that there's restaurants everywhere that I can go nearly until 3 o'clock in the morning and get food to eat whenever I want, and I don't have to prepare it. And I don't have to clean up after myself. Now, I am a very neat person, so I am respectful of my room attendants. When I have anything, food or anything in my cabin, but I don't have to clean up after myself, which is one of the reasons I really love cruising. Um, and I can do anything or everything, right? Like I get to choose like how much activity I want to do. Do I want to stay on the ship the whole time and just enjoy the view, like these beautiful islands behind me, or do I want to get off and explore the ports? Also, you unpack once, right? You get in your room, you unpack your clothes, and you don't have to unpack again. The cruise ship is your hotel and your transportation, and that's really like such an amazing thing about cruising. One of my favorite cruises so far has been a 12 night out of London, Southampton, London. It went up the coast, the English Channel to Bruges, Belgium. It went to Amsterdam, Netherlands, went to 3 ports in Norway, and then over to Iceland and did 3 ports in Iceland. And so to be able to see all of that, but and only unpack one time, it's pretty fantastic. Um, and then, I can have as much alone time on a cruise as I want. I can stay in my room the entire time. I can order room service or I can go out and socialize. Like everywhere I went today, somebody was always asking me questions. They would see me filming. They're like, oh, well, what are you doing? And like, where are you from and how do you like the cruise? I actually ran into someone that I've been watching their YouTube channel and we sat and had a nice chat for a while. So, cruising is not a lonely not a lonely vacation. There's always people to talk to, especially if you participate in events such as the trivias, or you go watch the karaoke, or even the theater shows. People sit down next to you, and most people like to chat. Uh, you know, it's very rare that somebody doesn't have something to say. So yeah, so I can have as much alone time or as much people time as I want to. So there really is a good choice of that. And I honestly, I cruise because I love the casino offers. Right? I know casino's not for everybody, but with Royal Caribbean, their minimum to start getting the offers is 200 points. So I played, I think $260. I got my 200 points. And while that's, oh yeah, that's a lot of money, but if you've seen any of my last videos where I booked 3 cruises and I saved $3,000, so I think it's money well spent, because then it's such an easy vacation. I just have to get to the port and get on the ship and just enjoy myself. So I absolutely really love that. Now I will say that there are some negatives to cruising, right? Lately, as corporate America has gotten greedier and greedier, like sometimes the nickel and diming, as we call it, where every time you turn around, there's an extra charge for something. That can get a bit much and it can push your buttons. Like I came back to my cabin today and they're all preparing for disembarkation because we get off in the morning. And there was a tip packet in my room, but I pay automatic gratuities of $18.50 per night. So I'm like, well, why I have an extra tip packet if you're already charging me $18.50? Now I'm not trying to begrudge anybody out of a tip or their salary, but the corporations make millions and millions and billions of dollars off of the cruise fare that and the excursions and the casino and the merchandise sales. They should be paying people fair wages and not relying on tipping to pay their employees. So yeah, will I leave an extra tip for my room steward? Sure. Did I leave extra tips for people when I went into dining spaces that I had to pay? Yes. But I don't know, it just wears on you after a little while because every time you turn around, oh, well, I can't go eat at that restaurant that's serving food that I want to eat because, oh, it's an extra charge. Or you can't have a soda because it's an extra charge. Or you can't have this or that because there's extra charges. So that's kind of one of the downsides I see to cruising. Um, I would say the other thing that I've seen on some ships is one of the reasons I won't most likely ever try MSC is smoking. I have a real aversion to cigarette smoke. If someone chooses to smoke, that's their business. But I don't want that put on me, if you know what I mean, right? Like if I can't escape someone else's cigarette smoke because some of the ships it infiltrates into other areas. I'm trying to think. It was Mayor Cruise's solo. I was watching one of her reviews of a ship, and it was a Norwegian ship, and I can't remember the name, but she said that the smoke from the casino was really infiltrating a lot of the ship, and she was not very pleased with that. Oh, that's interesting. They just cut our engines, so we were uh, pulling out of port. This is Nassau behind me. For anybody new here, so I'm in Nassau, Bahamas. It's the last day of the cruise on Wonder of the Seas. Getting ready to head back to Miami tonight. Disembarkation tomorrow. Um, let's see. One of the other things that I kind of find hard for me, for my personality, is that you got to make dinner reservations like months in advance. I'm like, I'm just not that type of person. Like I have a general plan, but sometimes I like to decide what I'm going to eat like an hour before I go to eat it, or even the morning of. Now I did find that I did make my reservations when I got on the ship, and I was able to get a spot. They seem to leave extra space available, so they only allow a portion of the dining reservations to go in advance, and then they are leaving a portion available for when you get on the ship, which I think is great. Because for those of us who are very indecisive, it kind of sucks if you aren't able to get a reservation to a place that you want to eat at. Um, Now, on this ship, I will say I'm on Wonder of the Seas, and there's not nearly as many children on this ship as there were when I was on Icon in February. I think we had close to 3,000 children on that sailing, and I will have to say that unsupervised children on a cruise ship is like your worst nightmare. There were like gangs of 5 to 7 year olds running through the ship with no supervision. I mean, like going up and down the elevators, running through the hallways, running through the public spaces. But on Wonder of the Seas, I have not seen that at all. Right now, there are really mostly younger children. There are some teens, but mostly younger children because everybody's in school right now. And I do wish that my home cruise port would have better ships. So they tend to put like the older, not so good ships on some kind of out of the way ports. And really, my closest port is Baltimore, Maryland. But I can also easily get to Cape Liberty. I think that's New Jersey, and then I can get to the two ports in New York City pretty easily. But I do wish they just had better ships. It would be nice to have like these world class ships like they do in the Caribbean or in the Mediterranean up in that area, because I would love to be able to just drive over to a port or take the train to a port and be able to get on a ship instead of having to figure out flying to it. And then I would say, like, kind of my only other gripe really about cruising would be when they do book the ship at more than double capacity. So, the Icon of the Seas advertises like double capacity, about like 5,200 or 5,600 passengers. Well, when I was on it in February, we were at 7,600 passengers. So every room had 2 to 3 to 4 people in the room. So I did travel solo. So that means to get to that number, to absolute maximum capacity, that we had to have some rooms pretty packed full of people. And man, really, though, it's such a well designed ship that the only place you really, really felt it was the pool deck. And it was kind of the same here. Like the pool deck was super crowded, there was never a chair in sight. Every pool, every hot tub, even in the solarium, was always packed to the gills. Um, and that's to be expected in a warm climate. On In a warm climate where good weather, everybody's going to be using the pools. And I will have to say the Royal Caribbean ships, where the ships are split and there isn't like a solid pool deck, then it doesn't leave a lot of space. So I always try and make an effort to make sure that if I'm going from one end of the ship to the other, that I never walk on the pool deck uh, level to do that. So on this ship, Wonder of the Seas, it's deck 15. And unfortunately, I made that mistake yesterday morning, and I'm like, oh no, because obviously there's water everywhere, there are tons of people everywhere, and so I do make a habit to make sure that I'm not walking back and forth on that level, so I don't have to deal with all of that. But yeah, so I just wanted to come in and say, hey, if you see Gamey, you found her on a cruise. We are just headed out from Nassau, Bahamas. Uh, so obviously, look, this looks like the port area. We've kind of turned around and we're heading back to Miami, and we'll be there about 7 o'clock in the morning. And I just wanted to say, hey, everybody, and thank you for stopping in. And it's about dinner time for me, so I'm going to run and get some dinner. Hi, Razdan. Nice to see you. So, Razdan, I am from the United States, from the Washington, D.C. area, and I am currently in Nassau, Bahamas on the Wonder of the Seas. It is our last day of the cruise, and we are just pulling out of port. So this is my second cruise this year. I've got two more coming up on the Freedom of the Seas that you'll see in November. I'm going to be traveling with a friend for 9 nights. We're doing a 5-night and a 4-night back-to-back, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We are in an inside cabin, though, so it's going to be a little tight. Yeah, New York City would be nice. I've never sailed out of New York City, though, Rastan. I can get there in about 4 hours by train, and it is one of my goals. But yeah, we're just sailing. That in the background, I don't think that's the Atlantis Resort, but that is Nassau in the background. So we are just leaving port. It did rain most of the day, so we did. I think actually, a lot of people got soaking wet. About 2:30 this afternoon, as we say, like the heavens just opened and rain just poured down, and everybody who is out walking on the port or on the pier got absolutely soaked. I was very lucky. Yes, I'm sailing on the Wonder of the Seas, Razdan. And so I was actually out on the boardwalk level, which is got a bunch of restaurants. I went to have Playmakers for lunch, had some nice chicken wings and pork sliders, and those were really good. And when I got up to leave, after I paid my bill and got up to leave, it just started pouring down rain, and everybody was getting soaked. But right now, it's just kind of very cloudy, very humid, and overcast. But other than that, it's the weather's actually really lovely right now. But I just want to thank you for stopping in, everybody, and I'm going to head out to dinner now. So just keep an eye out for some of my videos. I have my Wonder of the Seas room tour posted already on my channel, and I will have some restaurant reviews, entertainment reviews, and I just did a walkthrough of the ship earlier today and filmed that. So when I get back home, I'm going to be home in about 48 hours. I will start editing those videos and then get them up for you to watch. So I want to thank you for joining me here today in Nassau, Bahamas, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.